Hello and Namaste Witchlings. We will be right with you. Hello. Yes, Sergeant is doing quite well. He's got a couple of shaved spots on his paws and his underarm. But otherwise, he's okay. They gave me some antibiotics to make sure his paw is going to be fine. Otherwise, little man's is his normal self. Okay. We are early today because we are finally getting into the DOL, DMV, whatever you want to call it, for the darling man behind the curtain to get his real ID set up. And yeah, the appointment they had was about the time, well, it was halfway before, 15 minutes before we normally wrap up. I'll look into it, Maria. That is so cool, John. That's why I had my eyes closed. I'm reaching and looking. Is he blonde or brunette? Because I see a tallish, dark-haired man. Uh-huh. then he's either not the person I'm seeing, or I am seeing well into the future. But yeah, let's see what the cards have to tell us in a little bit. All right. I did. All right. I'm going to grab my favorite necklace. Yeah, I know. Where the... Oh, shit. Come here, you. That's the problem. All right. Got it. Whoopsie. And John, by imagining the day that you are doing readings in Spanish, you are actually manifesting that. So I am so excited for you. Not my hair, though. Rather upset with my hair now. Oh, Maria, I've been there. My current relationship with the man behind the curtain is straight up my longest. Next longest was the relationship before him, which was about 9 years. Yeah, 9 years. 8 years? Okay. That's right. Spawn was 8 when we moved over here. So yeah. Trust me, I feel you. There we go. So today we are just going to chit-chat for a bit. I will. Yeah. I need to fix this so that it does not hit every freaking hair, feather, and dust mote. All right. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to bother putting those glasses on yet. I'm going to go ahead and wear my regular, everyday glasses after I give them a swipe with the cleaning cloth. Oh, I understand. I had a very passionate relationship with my youngest's bio dad. And I was such a mess after we split up. It was horrible. Today, I'm incredibly grateful that it ended. Not a bad guy, but you know. But I also have to realize that not all relationships are meant to be forever. Be that romantic or friendships. When it ends, oh God, does it hurt like hell? It is a type of death that you have to mourn and process. But not all of them are meant to last. And if it is truly meant to be, it will happen. My advice, now mind you, I am on husband number 4, so I have a little bit of experience with heartbreak, is focus on you. Do some personal growth, some self-care, and just focus on being the absolute best version of you that you can be. And if you are meant to be together, it'll happen. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Because when you rush and force things, that's when it all blows up in your face. Oh, Maria, I've been there. I have been there. I was pregnant when he split up with me, and honestly, I wanted to just end it all. So I've been there. But right now, the best thing you can do is focus on you and taking care of you. It's hard. But recognize that you, in and of yourself, you are a whole person, and you have interests and likes and things that don't necessarily involve him. And for right now, that's where you need to focus. Instead of sitting around and thinking all the time about how you've lost this limb, basically, focus on who you are. It is a grief, and you do need to grieve it. But here's the thing. If you build yourself back up and you are your whole shining, bright, brilliant self, he's going to see that. And he's going to go, maybe I do want that. Trust me, I get it. I have fought clinical depression since I was 12. My husband does as well. We understand. Oh, do we understand? Where am I going to put breakfast? Breakfast is going to sit there. And I just figured out why I had space in a spot on my desk that I don't normally. I forgot to put something away. Boom, boom, boom. All right, that goes there. My rose. Get the wrong form of a word, babe. The first time. And then it came out, well, the second. Yeah, okay. I live with CPTSD and DID, as well as being neurodivergent with ADHD, which brings with it in its luggage rejection sensitive dysphoria. So if I get a hint in so much as the change of a tone of voice or a facial expression that comes across to me as disliking something I'm saying or doing, I will spiral the fluff out. It is horrible to live through, both on my end and the recipient's end, because I am just so completely out of control, and I can't control it. That could be interesting, John. But Maria, you've got this. You got this. I know depression is horrible, and I know those brain weasels will tell you all sorts of shit that is not true. Don't listen to it. But I understand. I've been there. And it is miserable when you're in the thick of it. But realize that you will come out on the other end. You will be okay one way or the other. And you just got to keep rolling with it. Yeah, just do it. I love it. But as much as I wish it could, life doesn't stop for heartbreak. Even though the only thing you want to do is curl up in your bed, in your blanket for it with a tub of ice cream and just eat your sorrows. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way, especially if you have furry children or skin children. And then, after a couple of days of eating your emotions and your pink clothes don't fit right anymore, then you just feel even worse. So you decide to go do retail therapy because, I've put on some weight, so I need more clothes, right? So you go out and spend a couple $100 on clothes that fit, and now your bank account is, depleted, and you realize, oh shit, my credit card payment is due tomorrow, and now I don't have enough to pay it. Am I speaking from experience? Maybe. But I do feel for you. I have so been there on that one. I feel naked without my earrings, but I don't want to stand up. I'm horrible. Coffee! No, my ADD is not in full effect today, I promise. Shut up, Randy. Yes. You are so not alone, Maria. And yeah, we know just a smidge about it, John. Hello, distractions. Whoop, whoop. So, whoops. The man behind the curtain just now realizes that, he forgot to do something semi-important. Yay for restocking on salted caramel latte. I remembered after throwing all of my fits over the fact that my regular grocery store didn't have my creamer in stock yet, I had a bottle of it in the freezer. So as I'm reorganizing the freezer the other night, because Sargent is now eating frozen doggy food, I found it and I'm like, hey, yes! Shoved it in the fridge. Cracked it open this morning. It seems to be okay. That needs to go back in my wallet. Yay, everyone is safe now. John is now properly caffeinated. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Saw my laptop jump and forgot that he was working on it. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. I am here. Sarge, however, Sargent is doing quite well. His paw is doing better. Hey, Mike. It is Friday, huh? God, it doesn't feel like Friday. For those of you who occasionally tune in for Friday night guided meditation, I will not be doing guided meditation tonight as I have my monthly women's circle tonight that I am very much looking forward to. If that plan changes, I will let everyone know. The live will be scheduled because the facilitator of the circle said if she does not get at least 4 women, she was going to cancel it. And one of us has had to drop out because they are scheduled for a 6 a.m. shift an hour from home tomorrow. Oh, hold on, because I had one of my guy friends who said he wanted something similar to the women's circle. Men's. So there is a website. Nope, that one requires membership. There is a website for online men's circles, which is pretty awesome. Mensgroup.com, which helps you learn how to start a men's circle. Can you find them? So they do exist. And having done the women's circles that I have done, I definitely agree that we do need them for both genders, for all genders. I very much do agree that men's circles are needed. Ooh, that sounds fun, John. Your tarot group, right? Why is my mouse sitting on my laptop? That sounds awesome, John. I have said this I don't know how many times, but I will keep saying it and reminding people. I am the youngest of 4 siblings, and I was literally the only girl. I grew up with brothers and my dad. And I have seen what that lack of decent male support does. My dad was active in the American Legion when I was a kid. I was a poppy girl for many years. And one of my brothers was an athlete. And so I saw what those support circles provided for them. And I see today us living a more and more isolated life than we did when I was a kid, and realizing how awful that is for everybody's self-esteem, mental health, all of it. Because humans were not meant to be solitary beings. We are pack animals, very much. And when we here in the United States moved to the suburban areas as opposed to being, more farm and ranching based. And then decided to focus on just the nuclear family of mom, dad, and the kids. We lost so much because we lost that multi-generational home where wisdom is passed down constantly. And then we moved to the suburban areas, and the 50s and 60s were good. And I can understand why a lot of people want to go back to that kind of era. But then the 70s and the 80s came along, and with that we got the satanic panic and stranger danger and all of that shit, and we lost our tribe. We lost our village. And it's really, really sad that happened. Okay. You go there, you go there. I forgot how to braid for a second. But we lost our tribe and our village, and now people are complaining about the fact that, our kids do nothing but sit in front of a screen all day. But yet if a parent sends their kid to walk to the park 6 blocks away, there'll be 4 calls to the police and CPS between the time the kid walks out the front door and gets to the park. And we won't count how many more while the kid is actually at the park for 15 minutes. And then the parents end up being charged with neglect or abandonment or abuse because, oh my God, you let your 8-year-old walk 3 to 6 blocks to go to the park alone. How dare you? I was 6 years old and walking to school by myself. And it was a 15-minute walk. If I think about it, I can probably count the blocks. But seriously. Hey, Starscream. We Gen Xers and Zennials, not the millennials, but we Gen Xers and Zennials, most of us grew up free-range kids. And honestly, I'm convinced that the free-range Gen Xers are why we have the helicopter parents we do now. And why people are so freaking terrified of kids being out by themselves. Because, hi, I'm a Gen Xer. I know what kind of shit my friends and I got up to. I know what kind of shit my husband and his friends got up to. No, we don't necessarily want that for our kids today, but we learned a lot by being those free range kids. We learned, interpersonal skills. We learned conflict management. We learned, so much that kids today don't. Because as soon as there's a conflict, the parents jump in and fix it. Yes, I am guilty of that one. Hell, my kids are in their 20s now, and when I hear about conflict between them and their friends or them and a boss or whatever, my immediate instinct is to go talk to the person. And I'm like, no, I cannot do that because A, that is very embarrassing for my children at their ages, and B, my children need to know how to do that shit for themselves. Ow, son of a sea biscuit. But this is how things go here. Hey, kiddo. Speaking of
professional necromancer, that shit died. It came back again.
Are you summoning demons in the bathroom again, child?
Necromancer.
Oh, he's a necromancer, so he's bringing the dead back. Okay. But yeah, it's just... But yeah, I understand why the pendulum swung to the other extreme, but god damn it, our kids are not learning the skills they need because of the fact they are glued to screens. And yes, our community or our world is far more, digital than it used to be. And so many relationships are now talking to a camera instead of talking to a face. But it's still, I don't know. We don't have the conflict management skills that we used to because of, well, hello, I forgot you were down there. Because if we are dealing with someone through a screen or on a phone, and we get into an argument or someone says something we don't like or whatever, we can just hit the end button and then just ghost the person because, hey, you pissed me off. I don't want to talk to you anymore, so I'm just going to walk away. And you don't have to answer them again. Whereas if you are stuck seeing these people all day, every day, you'll learn how to resolve that conflict. I don't know. And then, we get the people who complain about the participation trophies. And we're like, we're not the ones who started that. Y'all might want to stop and look at who the parents of the millennials that started this shit was. Oh, gee, that would be the boomers getting pissed off because, the older siblings got all of this shit and the younger siblings are now going, but I want recognition too. And so they get the participation trophy. You're a good kid. You actually showed up and did something. You are controllable. Yeah. Yeah, the millennials that I'm talking about are the younger siblings of the Gen Xers who actually managed to escape. And that's why a lot of millennials blame, so many of the millennials blame their Gen X older siblings for abandoning them and leaving them to mom and dad, who either ignored them or realized now that they've grown up and matured a little bit that they fucked up with their first kids, and now they get to helicopter parent the millennials. And the millennials are like, you did this to me. Yes, Pratt's win prizes, yes. Yeah, referring back to yesterday's boat steadier essay, we escaped and they are not capable of steadying the boats by themselves. So they're pissed off at us for escaping. Meanwhile, we're like, bye! I'm going to go live my life now. Yes. See, that's one thing I didn't do, though, despite the fact the incubator was the hellacious turbo cunt that she was. I never blamed my brothers for going out and living their own lives. It sounded like you said turbo, and I actually rather like it, so we're not going to go there right now. But I did not fault my brothers for going off and living their own lives because, as a person, I understood that they had their own lives to go out and live. So, yeah. But yet I know someone who has less of an age difference than I do between my siblings and I, who straight up tells their older sibling, you abandoned me, and now I'm the one stuck doing everything. Whereas all that happened was the older sibling went to college, got married, and had a life. When apparently the younger sibling, and I'm guessing the parents, expected the older sibling to go to college, break up with the partner they'd had since they were like a sophomore in high school, and come back home and just be mommy and daddy's good little baby and take care of everything. I don't get that kind of parenting idea, but I know it exists. Hey, Liz. Oh, I'm glad to see you. Everybody else is up in portrait version. So I'm talking to them a lot, but I appreciate that you're here. She is in landscape. So you see the card? The really, really, really cute card? That came from Aspen. Yes, how did you guys do with the storm? I saw some of what you sent me last night about the hubby Do you have evacuees from the coast coming in your way? How are things up there? I have been worried about you. In landscape chat is my bestie, my soul sister, my partner in crime, who is also a military wife stationed up in Alaska. And they actually had an honest to goodness tsunami? Yeah, they had some shit happen in Alaska, and a fuck ton of people, their lives just kind of got washed out to sea. So yeah, coastal towns. First I heard of it, I went, oh shit, and I went hunting to do the geography of where's the little brother, where's this shit happening. Actually, that was backwards. This shit's like little brother's up here and a little further inland, and the typhoon, did not hit my little brother. Okay, so the typhoon on the western coast, they're all coming to Anchorage. They evacuated to the joint base. I can't remember what ER says, thanks to the Air Force and the Army and National Guards. Thank gods for our military right now. Yeah, and they are getting paid. That was the other thing I confirmed with her. The National Guard? National Guard isn't getting paid. Oh, Elmendorf and Richardson. Ah. Hey, Nathan, go eat Starscream. Oh, Jesus. That's... Oh, apparently... Apparently the military is doing some shady shit, which is not surprising. Oh, Heather Cox Richardson said this? Oh, I believe her then. She is one of the more reliable ones. Don't want it. Go eat something. I have what's left of my breakfast. I've been eating yogurt. I have a thing for yogurt. So, yeah. Yeah, that's true. With this fucking administration, yeah. I try not to talk politics too much, but sometimes it's really hard. Because I am a woman, I am a veteran, I am a woman, I am a veteran, I am not Christian, I am not straight. Yep, I said hi to Nathan. Yogurt and fruit, yes. Basically that's what this is. It's peach yogurt. I do not like plain yogurt, even with fruit mixed in. If I do yogurt and fruit, I get vanilla. There we go, Alyssa. Alyssa says, it's fine to state facts. We can't ignore the facts. And one of the things I was watching before we went live today was a video about MAGA women. And some of them are realizing what they've done. That they voted against their own interests. As soon as the one MAGA guy came out and said he wants to repeal the 19th Amendment. Yep. Oh, and apparently the trad wife trend is going semi-mainstream because fashion is picking up on the trad wife trend, and we are getting more Little House on the Prairie style dresses than we used to. I saw that conversation last night, and I had to laugh that it's becoming far more mainstream because, hi, I used to work at Torrid, in case you didn't know, 4 years, longest I've ever held a job. And when they first started doing the whole trad wife, modest dress thing, like what? Oh God, I left in December of 23, so it's been 2 years. And the stuff started coming out that the year I left, and I remember my coworkers and I joking, no, it was before that because it was the old manager. So they got married October of 23, so early 23. So like New Year's of 23, when this shit started coming out, we were joking about the fact that it was Little House on the Prairie dress. And it was a combination of Little House on the Prairie and And then we had the Britney Spears outfit because that was, yes, because that was the juxtaposition of the two themes we had. It was either 80s, 90s, where it was obvious that Gen X is in charge because our shit's coming back, or fucking Little House on the Prairie shit. And it was hilarious to see it because there were very few customers who came in and bought both. And it was just awesome. And yes, Liz, you and your medieval shit, you're a freaking Rennie just like we are. Ren Fair person. And trust me, I learned this the hard way. Do not call an SCA event a Ren Fair. They will get pissed off at you because the Scadians try to be as historically accurate as possible. So no fantasy shit, just Middle Ages, medieval people. It was supposed to, originally the SCA, and this is where you get the court, was supposed to be the ton, essentially, the titled people, and not the peasants. And then a bunch of people got involved who really couldn't afford to do the expensive titled pageantry costumes. And so the rest of us are just, well, the peasants. And whereas your typical Ren Fair is very, very fantasy based. I loved the SCA. Hi, I also am a Mensa qualified person. I've got the IQ. Found this out because my ex-husband's family is big into Mensa, and my ex-mother-in-law made me take the test. And I hated it. I have met maybe 3 people who were Mensans that I liked, because most of them were the stuffy, stuck up, holier than thou because I'm smarter than you people. Then I found the SCA. Got into the SCA and realized that, okay, Mensa is the math and science geeks. So you know, they're the ones that got made fun of in school because they were so smart. And then you get the Scadians, where you've got the drama kids, you've got the jocks, you've got the English department, you know, those of us who loved the lit department, and the musicians and all of that. We've still got the same freaking IQ levels. We just prefer to have fun with it. Does that make sense? And this is from my experiences with both groups, and it's hilarious. And also you got the Mensans. Marmite is no, it's an Australian thing if I remember right. It's similar. It's similar to that. But yeah. So yeah, it just, it's weird. I love my Rennies. Ren fairs are awesome. The youngest child actually is a Ren fair person. He works for one of the ice cream stands at our local Ren fair. Love it. So I love that group because I'm all about the fantasy shit. And I really enjoyed the SCA because thanks to my senior year, my history teacher, my junior and senior years, I fell in love with history, and all of this stuff being as historically accurate as possible is amazing because, well, 90% of it you have to build from scratch because you can't exactly go on Amazon and buy a historically accurate trebuchet. Seen one. Watched one used at an SCA event, which was hilariously funny. They threatened to trebuchet the stuffed animals in the encampment, but hey, it is fun to experience both, and I love it. But I am a theater kid. Put me on stage either acting and singing or playing my music, and I am happy as a clam. Especially being Oh, dear Lord. He wants to take a trebuchet and trebuchet stuffies into a playground. Can they be Build-A-Bears? Because we still have a ton of them. You're a literature and art. Yeah, you're a visual arts and a language arts kid. Yep, go ahead, Liz. The only thing he's missing that you have is the archaeology thing. Oh, Liz, we need to talk later, by the way. I have more evidence from Knitting Cult Lady for you. I am so happy about that, too. So I have to brag about Liz here. Correct. If I get the details incorrect, please let me know. Yep, we got 5 minutes. So, Liz has a building that has been standing on family property for as long as she can remember, and half of her family can remember. So, Little Miss Archaeologist here did some digging, ha, pun intended, and was the first one in like 100 years to figure out who this building belonged to. And has just gotten all sorts of recognition for it. And it's just really an awesome person. Oh, goodness. Excuse me, I'm yawny. All right. Hey, Yanni. Live at the Acropolis. Shut up, Di. Oh, shit. I forgot to put her in the goddess folder today. Oh, it's 144 years of nobody knowing what it was, and she was able to prove who was there in about in the 1840s and what they were doing, which still is really freaking impressive. That sounds fun, Starscream. I wish I had artistic abilities that didn't involve words. I am great with words. I am great with music. Put a pencil in my hand? No. Yes. Yes, because it's... I forgot about that part. And Bowie is such a huge figure in Texas. And the fact that I know how to pronounce his name is impressive. Yeah, my darling ex helped with that. That would be her. I have a feeling... I'm trying to figure out which book I have that got her name wrong. Today's Goddess. Ba, 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 ba. Oh no. My brain is now doing ba 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 da da dee da. I have Star Wars going in my head now. One of those days. Oh yeah. Oh no. It goes Nintendo lawyers, Disney lawyers, which are now the Lucas lawyers, but yeah. Nintendo lawyers are still scarier. Which is why this guy generally, kind of hides while we're on stream. Sometimes. He made sure that it was visible, and I pointed it out to Liz. All right, y'all. All right, so now that we're getting ready, and we're gonna give everybody else, because it's now our normal time to go live. We're gonna give everybody a second to get settled in. I'm going to do my digital housekeeping. Okay. He's not quite ready, so we'll give him a minute. Ah. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, that's what I was saying. I'm going to eat my yogurt. Give me a second. It's sitting here staring at me. I'm going to regret this. It's peach yogurt and pumpkin spice coffee. Good afternoon, Hazel. So the Spawn got to go meet. We started early, but the show will be starting on time. The Spawn last night had his first meeting with the new girlfriend's parents. and apparently won them all over. And he was kind of laughing last night when he got home because apparently she was really nervous. And I'm like, dude, you are in, you ooze charisma from your pores. You have yet to meet parents that did not like you. And he's like, I know. By the end of the evening, he had been invited to her dad's guys' night out like this week or next week. And it's just, yeah, I'm so happy for him. Hey, Mimi. And then today, the reason we started a little early, oh, hey, Jinx, sorry. I saw you come in and I thought I said something, but he did. But we started a little early today because we are finally getting the man behind the curtain his ID renewed. So we are going to try to get through the show and be done with this. You said you wanted to be done by Trey? 15? 14:45. Roger that. Dude, Starscream, I hate drawing circles of any kind, semi or otherwise. Oh, shit. Excuse me. All right. Let's please be mindful of the energy we bring into this space. And please, you will be respectful in my chat if you don't want Arnold and the mods finding your ass with the band hammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Gonna marble. Okay. I gotta reorganize under my desk again soon. Oh, that is so cool, Hazel. Yep, it is. Oh, that is a good thing, though, Mimi. I am glad you got your boosters today. Yay. Yeah, gaming fun. We were getting like almost 100 people in here for some of the live streams for a while, and then YouTube kicked in their new age restrictions, and then we took 2 weeks off to reboot the reboot the season. We started a new season the first of the month, and then the algorithm changed, and it's just been weird. Welcome back, John. And by the way, welcome back, Gaming Fun. All right. I'm going to take a quick sip. I just said that. It's Friday. You can buy me a coffee if you want to. I would love it if you would. All right. Yep, let's do the thing. Sounds like a plan. Okay. Just so you guys know, I cannot see the chat right now, so if you say something to me, I will address you once he gives me the chat back. He does this for a reason. All right, my loves. Yep, I'm changing the thing on the back of my chair tonight. Okay. He's thinking. Give us a second. Oh, okay. Boom. Thank you, girly. I feel rather Wednesday Addams-ish with them. Oh no. Okay, it's Automata Gaming. Oh. Okay. Yep. Yeah, Automata's being a bitch recently. Okay. Starscream says words and art are his thing. Yep. Alright. Alright, y'all. Moving on. Yes. Makes sense. Namaste, my witchlings! Today's reading reminds us that freedom comes through awareness. When we release control, clarity follows. Namaste whispers to breathe consciously and let calm fill the spaces where tension once lived. Self-compassion invites us to laugh, even at our own stumbles, because joy is healing too. In our moment of Zen, George Santayana reminds us that one real world is enough, and Maya Angelou encourages us to be fully present. All right, shall we continue? Namaste, my witchlings! Welcome, one and all, to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. Welcome back, or if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, I am Di. Each day we flow with the sacred spiral, and again, I am Di, your favorite yoga witch, and guide through this spiral. So let's go step into today's together. Let's grab our favorite crystal. I am grabbing a little bitty chunk of amethyst today. Light your favorite candle or incense, cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug. And let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. Don't forget to do the like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps our Witchling circle grow and keeps our daily spiral turning. Birthday. We has birthday. All right. There we go. Found the notes. A classmate from high school is celebrating her birthday today. Jennifer, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy birthday. As I light the flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling and or lost along the way. I also hold this light for survivors and victims of gun violence in this country, remembering them in our circle. And with the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is closed, and we invite the ancestors to join us today. Boom. Stay. There we go. Dunk. All right. So, yeah, let's see what everybody's saying in the chat. Chat. New Year's. If you have the candle put out, how do you get rid of the smell? I don't know. I would say open the window, but see, for me, the smell of an extinguished candle is a good smell. Because I grew up going to church with my grandfather as the priest, and that smell makes me think of my grandpa. My candle sits on a table, or on a plate. My candle sits on a plate, and it is very well away from anything it can catch fire. Hazel asked when my birthday is. My birthday is pretty much New Year's. I was the first baby born for the new year for Curry County, Oregon. For the year I was born. Yes, I do practice fire safety with my candles. I am a candle magic witch, so I am very paranoid of fire. Uh-oh. Yeah, Hazel, if you want my actual birthday, if you're back in the Discord, I can tell you there. Okay, and then Mimi lost something on her phone, which kind of sucks. We'll talk about that later. Yes, better be safe than sorry. I sent you the link, Hazel. I believe if you did not get it, let me know and I will resend it probably when I get home this afternoon. Long story. Oh, I'm getting warm. Okay, y'all, before we go diving into the cards, do we want to talk holidays real quick? I do. I love the holidays. I'm removing you from my ear for a second. I have an itchy ear. Drawback to wearing earbuds. All right. So our holidays today. Oof. We have International Legging Day. Hi, yoga instructor. National No Beard Day, which is an inside joke here. And then World Menopause Day, because also going through menopause. Tons of fun. So, let's get started. From yoga mats to grocery runs, leggings are the ultimate comfort armor. Celebrate International Legging Day by slipping into your favorite pair. Bonus points if they're witchy black, galaxy print, or covered in moon phases. I know what I'm wearing to the DOL today. It is National No Beard Day. Shave it off and start fresh. Today is the day for a clean slate. Or chin. National No Beard Day encourages you to shed what's been growing too heavy, whether it's facial hair or emotional baggage. And don't forget, we are coming up on November, which is No Shave November. So shave it off now to get ready for, the gloriousness of the November beard. And it is also World Menopause Day. Menopause isn't an ending. It is simply a sacred transformation. As someone moving through perimenopause, I am learning so much that this stage is messy, magical, and very much full of wisdom. On World Menopause Day, let's honor the changes that reveal our strength, our resilience, and our crone fire. Personal power surges. Root beer day. I know there's a root beer day. We had root beer day and I know. Gaming Fun Hazel hates chocolate, so. Although hazelnut and chocolate, Gaming Fun prefers to be shaved and not have a beard. Well, the irony of me choosing, the reason I chose No Beard Day is the youngest has a beard. And he keeps it pretty close shaved. The man behind the curtain has an epic, almost Merlin beard, Gandalf. And then my oldest has the bushiest fucking beard. It's great. So the men around me are all bearded. Yeah, he's got the lumberjack who turned into Gentle Ben's handler beard. I have an eyelash. Oh, that sounds so good, Gaming Fun. Okay, I absolutely love root beer. It is my second favorite drink behind Dr. Pepper. So, yeah, I'll be looking into that one. Okay, second favorite soda. I cannot say second favorite drink. This is drink. This is top favorite. All right. He's cleaning up my desktop and I'm laughing at him. All right, y'all. You were reorganizing the stuff visible on the desktop. That's why I said that. The Windows, that's what I'm looking for. Random access memory, emphasis on random here. Not really. I just throw them up. Oh, have you tried it yet, Hazel? Have you tried it yet? Nope, I can't not. There is a very, very heavy, really chemically chocolate flavor to that shit. I have a half rack sitting in my kitchen that none of us have been able to drink. It gave the spawn the liquid shits of doom for a day. So yeah, let's Oh, we love, sundaes, ice cream sundaes, and cream soda. I mean, hell, I drink cream soda Dr. Pepper, so we thought, hey, Sunday root beer, that's going to be great. It's going to taste like a root beer float. Nope. The only thing worse than that was that fucking chocolate Dr. Pepper. Chocolate cherry Dr. Pepper. Same chocolate. I think it's the chemically flavor of chocolate. Liquid beer of doom. And I think it's a West Coast thing that they're doing that ice cream sundae root beer on. Don't know. All right, y'all. Let's move on to the cards. I'm not meaning to rush, but I'm paranoid that I'm going to be late today. Okay. Whoop. Yay. Watch. Do we want to give it another minute or two? Because I'm pretty sure Irish is going to show up as soon as I finish the combined reading. Okay. Oh, that's right. School. Yep. Because Irish is in school. All right, y'all. Let's see what... Oh, yeah. Derp. Irish is in Ireland, and if he's getting home from school at 10 o'clock at night, we got problems. But yeah. Let's see what the cards are telling us today, because my brain is not functioning. Let's see what the cards have to say. There we go. All right. First card today is underlying motives. Oops, wrong way. Next. You didn't mean it. And finally, we are being asked to trust the universe. The underlying motive suggests hidden intentions at play, yet you didn't mean it, shows absolutely no malice behind the action. Perhaps it's time to trust the universe, release control, let fate unfold, and allow yourself to move forward with peace. I like this idea. What do you guys think? Let me know. And our tarot cards. What does the tarot have to tell us? All right, y'all. Our first tarot card is the Five of Swords reversed. I remembered to say reversed. Victory over personal problems, slander, or jealousy. So you are winning. Next. Ace of Cups reversed. The Ace of Cups reversed tells you that your emotions are ruling your head and you are rushing headlong into a new situation that you really need to be patient over. Last but not least, the Devil reversed. You are better able to conquer any weaknesses, including addiction. Light is at the end of the tunnel now as the spiritual unicorn gathers the strength to bring you out of this stagnation period. Putting them all together. The Five of Swords reversed signals triumph over conflict, jealousy, or harsh words that once weighed you down. The Ace of Cups reversed cautions that emotions may be clouding reason. Slow down before leaping into something new. The Devil reversed brings liberation from old patterns or temptations, reminding you that your inner strength is greater than your shadows. The light ahead grows brighter now as the spiritual unicorn gathers its power to guide you out of stagnation and into renewal. Nice. What do you guys think? Let me know. And now, let's bring the Oracle and Tarot together, bringing their voices into one sacred spiral message. The Five of Swords reversed shows triumph over conflict and jealousy, freeing you from toxic dynamics. Yet the Ace of Cups reversed warns that your emotions may be steering the ship. Pause before rushing into new waters. With the Devil reversed, you are breaking chains of limitation and addiction, reclaiming your personal power. The underlying motives reveal hidden truths that shaped recent choices, but you didn't mean it. Reminds you to release guilt and self-blame. Now, trust the universe. Its timing is divine. The spiritual unicorn within you rises, guiding you towards healing, freedom, and emotional renewal. I like it. Today's affirmation. I release the need. Try it again. Today's affirmation. I release the need to control or cling to what no longer serves me. My heart, once burdened, now beats in rhythm with the universe. I trust the divine flow of life to carry me toward peace, healing, and new beginnings. I love our affirmations. What do you guys think of all of this today? How are we doing? Boom. More house activities tonight. Oh, cool. Okay, not cool. Well, you know what I mean. All right. Yeah. Not surprising. I am a very goofy, giggly person normally, especially when I am sleep deprived in the least. And I'm back to not sleeping well again. It's that time of year. And give it about 2 weeks and I'll go back to my normal schedule-ish. Normal routine. Yay, Starscream finished the picture they were drawing. Yay. All right. That's a warm butt. I didn't mean to say that quite that loudly. I found a Sergeant Puppy butt. John has achieved his dream of living in a haunted house. I have mentioned that I use the self-care app Finch a few times on here. And my burb, because it's, October, spent the last 2 weeks exploring a haunted house and decided to ask me if we could buy a haunted house of our own because there was one next door to the one we were exploring that's for sale. I love my burb. She's a good little burb. By the way, if any of you are also Finch users, please let me know and we can trade codes. I love having people to socialize with. What happened to what? Uh-oh. Ah, there it is. Yay. And a quick reminder for anybody who catches me on Instagram. I don't see the Instagram chat, so if I don't respond to you, please don't take it personally. We try to remember to check Insta, but we are all neurodivergent as all fuck over here, and, well, random access memory with an emphasis on random. I love you guys to pieces, though. That's what we're thinking here, Hazel. I cannot remember what Marmite is exactly. My brain is saying it's a combination of marmalade and Vegemite, and I really hope not. That was my toe! Sorry. I just got a claw to where the pin used to be in my toe. Ouch. Hey, Starscream. Oh, Mimi's having... I'll catch Mimi on the phone when we're out and about today. Ha! All right. Oh, we have Namaste and Self-Compassion to do now. Holy sheepskins. Oh, I will have to look at that. Vegemite is an Australian thing. I will be looking up Marmite again because I am very curious. I haven't heard about it in a while. Mimi, we're here for you, honey. And you're probably gonna feel like death warmed over tomorrow if you got your COVID booster. I know I did for the first 24 hours after mine. Oh, that is a very good, very cool picture. I love the rainbows. We have the trans, we have the pan, we have the regular queer flag. It is. That is really, really cool. Do you prefer going by Echo, Starscream? Because if you do, that is what we will call you. I will try to remember it at least. That's cool. Okay. Cool. All right. Back to chat. Yeah. Groovy. All right. Yeah, flu shot and COVID. You're going to feel like death warmed over tomorrow. Good. We will try to remember to call you Echo, my dear. See, in my belief, and you as a Hellenistic, you'll understand this, names have power. And being called by the wrong name diminishes your power. Therefore, I will do everything in my power to use your correct name. I remember Aspen is in the other chat. Aspen is my witchy baby. I've known them for longer than I want to think about right now. And when they were changing their name, when they came out as non-binary, Echo was one that they considered. But no, Echo does not suit them. Let's move on and check out what Namaste is sharing with us today. All right. I forgot to put the right glasses on. C'est la vie. Namaste is reminding us of conscious breathing. Remind yourself to breathe throughout the day. Do you find yourself holding your breath or holding tension anywhere in your body? For example, your stomach or your shoulders. When you are stressed, focused, or irritated? Yes, I do. Focused breathing, especially when directed to these tense areas, will promote peace of mind and healing. Start with deep breaths into your chest, then into your stomach, and then release. Next, imagine your breath flowing from the sky into the top of your head and through and to any areas of tension down to the bottom of your feet and into the earth. Imagine the opposite when exhaling. Conscious breathing is a wonderful stress reliever and can be used throughout the day anytime you notice suspended breaths, tension, a negative thought, or just because. And who the hell came out and decided to say wundervoll? I have no idea. I don't know. Somebody decided to pop out and say hi, I guess. They've been doing it a lot lately. I definitely, when I get stressed or I'm focused, my shoulders I'll wear my shoulders as earrings. Or my lower back, I have noticed. Okay. Self-compassion. Self-compassion says to enlighten up. I love it. Can you take a moment to recall the last time you laughed? Can you watch a funny video now or otherwise make yourself smile? When did I laugh? I have laughed at least 4 or 5 times just today, and yesterday was great. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, we have today's goddess of the day, and she's pretty snifty. Next, we honor the goddess of the day, a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Today's goddess is Nat. I am debating whether it's misspelled or not, but Today's goddess is Nat, the Teutonic goddess of the night sky, who embodies the flow of knowledge and creativity. She spreads her silver-studded cloak of stars across the heavens, inspiring writers, artists, and seekers when inspiration wanes. As autumn's energy declines, Nat refreshes weary minds, helping visions take form and guiding every creative act with her moonlit wisdom. Honor Nat's gift of learning by immersing yourself in the written word today. Read, write, or share a book with others. Empower your pens and journals with her blessing, invoking her to awaken inspiration each time you take them in hand. Let her cosmic energy guide your thoughts into art and your words into magic. The reason I said I'm debating if it's misspelled is there is a similar goddess named Nut, N-U-T. So, there is that. All right. Okay. Let's move on to our moment of Zen, shall we, my loves? Oh, hell, we have time. I'm in a rush. Are we surprised? I'm not surprised. Ah. Yeah, Aphrodite is a bitch. Echo, if you are a Hellenistic and you like that particular pantheon, are you familiar with... She is changing her last name and she's working on changing it on her backstock. But Sherilyn Kenyon is the name on most of the books. She's changing it to Sherilyn McQueen. Are you familiar with her Dark Hunters series? The whole... Yeah. I absolutely love the Dark Hunters, so I can geek out and info dump on it. Oh. Okay. So the whole premise of the books is the head guy is Acheron, and he has a twin brother whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. That's surprising. But he is a demigod. No, he is a god. Cannot remember who his parents are off the top of my head. But Artemis becomes obsessed with him. And in the books, his demon familiar refers to her as the bitch goddess. So Artie is not very popular. But it's essentially, they're similar to vampires, but not quite vampires. Oh, wait. You're 14, right? You will want to, instead of the Dark Hunters, you're going to want to pick up the Chronicles of Nick. Same author, same universe, but that's her YA series as opposed to her adult series. Slight difference. In a couple of years, I would recommend the Dark Hunters for you. My boys started reading it when they were about 16. Most 14-year-olds' parents do not want them reading semi-explicit sex scenes. I was going to say I started reading Harlequins at 14, 15, so yeah. But Sherry has a couple of, yep, that is exactly how it's spelled. Give me a second, because the books all have the same, I think, first letter. I cannot remember. I'm losing my shit. You know what? We're going to go to Kindle. And I will give you the name of the first Chronicle book. Chronicles of Nick. I believe Infinity is the first one. And then Infinity, Invincible, Infamous are the first three. Ooh, Madeline Miller. That sounds interesting. I want to show the that's the cover of the book of the first one. And in the, I hate putting it this way because it sounds horrible. In the adult series, Nick is a dark hunter. In the Chronicles of Nick, he's a teenager. And you get his backstory, and it's pretty awesome. I have heard of the Song of Achilles. I am a big book person. I love reading. I have been reading all sorts of shit since I was like 5. Nancy Drew used to be a favorite. And the Bobbsey twins. All right. Oh. Yes. The language is a little cleaner, not quite so many F-bombs. A little lighter on the romance, but the battle scenes are really amazing. I don't want to give spoilers, but trust me, the fight scenes are great. And a number of the Dark Hunters do pop up in the Chronicles of Nick. So let's go see and close our divination with a moment of Zen, a teaching from the Little Book of Zen to carry into your day. Our quotes today come from George Santayana and the ever wonderful Maya Angelou. George Santayana has one simple thing to say: one real world is enough. And Maya Angelou reminds us, be present in all things and thankful for all things. So Maya Angelou is promoting mindfulness and gratitude. It's not like we didn't know those two things definitely help with mental health. Just saying. There we go. Haha. I have a few YA series that I like to read. I love it. I love it. I love it. John has a younger sister who is dyslexic. And she sent him a card with the cover from The Exorcist on it that at the top said The Dyslexorcist. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I don't mind just one-off books, but if I can get into a series, let me put the candle out. Your mother cooks socks in Hull. I love it. All right. Let's extinguish our candle and then we can chit-chat for a little bit today. Yay! All right, my witchlings. It is definitely time to wrap this shit up for today. So, with the extinguishing of our candle, our circle is now open. We extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who chose to join us today. All right. Scoop. Scoop. Ha 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 ha. Candle. Oy. Okay. Yes! Okay. So can I chit-chat now? Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to run through the outro, then we'll chit-chat. So, before we get going and leave you guys here, a reminder. This channel is supported entirely by the Witchling community. There are no corporate sponsors here, simply magic and love. So, go out now and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness because there's already enough hate and darkness in this world. Let's please try to be beacons of light and hope for those who are stumbling and lost in the dark. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with their fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, that they are absolutely precious to you. Moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes come often way too soon. And then, my witchlings, please always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you have yet to discover it. I was 45 before I did. I love you all. Namaste, my witchlings. He tells me to hold my breath, and so I yawn, and he comes back in just as I'm yawning. I love it. All right, y'all. All right, here we go. Now, join the Coven on Patreon for exclusive rituals, behind-the-scenes content, bonus blogs, early access to classes, and our private Discord server. Tiers start at a single $1 bill a month at patreon.com/DieTheYogaWitch. Would you like to buy your favorite Gen X witch a cup of coffee? Well, in that case, you can fuel my caffeine habit and get access to other exclusive content at buymeacoffee.com/die.theyogawitch. All of my links are in the description and on my link tree, which is linktree/dietheyogawitch. Need some personalized guidance? You can book a one-on-one yoga or coaching session with me, join a workshop, or explore my rituals and services at yogawithdylin.com. As an ordained minister, I also offer blessings, ceremonies, and custom rituals for all life's milestones. Oh, and you can find out all about that at dietheyogawitch.com. Ha! And then don't forget to check out Monday through Friday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, our Daily Divination and Self-Care. Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Coffee and Cues with the Yoga Witch. Tuesdays, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time, you get the Bitch and Witch podcast where I rant about shit. Thursday, Yoga Witch's Cauldron, the Yoga Witch podcast, also at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. And then Friday night, we have Friday Night Guided Meditation and Yoga Nidra Asana at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Time. I think John's sense of humor matches with the rest of us, so we're not going to complain. Hello, everybody. We're drinking soda now. I swear to God, I thought that was an Archer hair. Sweet. So, just a couple of minutes of chit-chat. Oh, okay. We have an inbound cat. All right. Blump. Yep. There we go. So we got about a half an hour. Got about a half an hour to chit-chat with y'all. Yeah, I am all about my shit right now. Oh, give me a second and I can give you... Mimi, do you have a library card? Because, yes, that is a very, very good series. A Boy Called It is just... Oh, triggering AF, but... Oh, yeah. Yep. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to remind myself what the author's name is, because the book series it's written about him. A boy, called it. What the hell? Oh, because I'm in the wrong library, that's why. Dave Peltzer. Okay, so we're actually going to go to him. The first book is a child called It, that's why. And then there are other books in the series, but it ends with a man named Dave. All right, now we're going to pop over to Amazon to get the rest of the series. You know what? We're going to go take Dave Peltzer. Peltzer book. There we go. Ha ha. Okay. Wow. There we go. 182 hours to monetization. The Percy Jackson series is, yes, inaccurate, but it's a fun romp. So we have A Child Called It, The Privilege of Youth, a teenager's story of longing for acceptance and friendship. That's Richard Peltzer. So I have a feeling he is Dave's brother. And then there is The Lost Boy and a man named Dave. Dave Peltzer is just a really, really interesting author. I have read his books. The other book that I really enjoyed but swore that I was not going to let my son read until he was an adult is Look Me in the Eye. By John Elder Robison. John Elder Robison is the one who came up with the pyrotechnic guitars. He's a really interesting man, but he is on the autism spectrum. He has what we used to call Asperger's. And just the man behind the curtain and I both read this book, or I read it to him. And we came to the conclusion that we were not going to let my oldest son read this book anytime soon because it would give him ideas. But if you have an autistic person in your life, particularly a level 1 to level 2 person in your life, this book is very good. Yes, Echo. If you do not read Percy Jackson, there are bits in the other series that you just won't pick up on. And I see a bean. Hello, bean. Bean poofed. What happened? We like Bean. We miss Bean. Oh, Bean's back. Hello, hello. Ah. Bean is much like me in that respect and is very careful about their spelling. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. All right. You know what? Glasses are going back on. So we are kind of off kilter here today, Bean. We did the show a little early because Man Behind the Curtain has an appointment that we got to go to in about an hour. So we're going to wrap up here in about 45-ish. No, about 20 minutes. So that we can get the puppers out for their long-ish walkie before we disappear for a couple of hours. Oh, it's just to get his real ID and get his license renewed. So aside from the fact we have to go deal with essentially DMV, it's not DMV up here, which is weird. It should be fine. Yeah, it makes sense that it's DOL, but yet you have the DOL to get your driver's license, and then you have the other DOL to get your, is it the DMV to, is that what it is up here? I've never realized it. I just thought they were both the DOL. See, I'm from Oregon and California, where all of that is dealt with at the DMV. You go to DMV to get your license and all of that shit. I know how that goes, John. I loved my passport picture. I wish I had a copy of it still. But I wore my pretty seafoam green silk shirt. My hair was red and about this long, you know, not this long. And I looked, I had finally put some weight back on after coming home, and I looked good in that picture. My makeup was on point and all of it was great. And then it got put into the lockbox while I was married, and I have not gotten it back since the divorce, which was over 20 years ago now. Holy shish kebabs. How has it been 20 years? Wow. Yep. Oh. The son of Apollo. Yeah. Well, at least he gets... Now, see, Reardon is really good. He does do a fair amount of research, but he does also admit he takes some artistic liberties, which you would expect because, you know, you don't want it to be too accurate, honestly, because it's not supposed to be a textbook. It is fiction. But at least he does his research. The other authors that I know of that do equal amounts of research are the casts, PC and Kristen, for their House of Night series. They do a lot of research there, but they're still woefully inaccurate with a lot of the shit. It's weird. There's one series of witchy fiction books that the author knows what she's talking about, sort of, but I will not read her books. I'll read her fiction, and that is Silver Raven Wolf. Will not read her witchy books, her Wicca books, even though that's where I got started, because I have since learned that she is not right. There's a lot of stuff that she teaches that it works great for her particular subset of Wicca, for her flavor. I am not being able to come up with what I want to say. But, like we have Hellenistic pagans and Wiccans, we have Dianic pagans. She has her own little niche, and her books teach to that niche. And when you read and get started with her books, and she aims her books at teenagers, and you then go out into the greater Wiccan community and then into the greater pagan community, these kids who are learning from Silver first have to be retaught pretty much everything. The only book of hers that I have, because it's decent for this, is her Solitary Practitioner book. And the reason I keep it is her color correspondences, her herbal correspondences are spot on. So I like that, but none of the rest of her shit will I trust. And honestly, I can find the same information that she puts out in that one book in like 2 or 3 different Scott Cunningham books. She's here. Okay, nope. Still says leaving up. That's funny. The last 2 messages I've gotten from Kat are both leaving now. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. There's a 5K race at a mental health hospital. Someone might be going that way tomorrow morning. That sounds like fun. I could do a 5K. Well, I can't do a 5K to save my soul, but I could deal with a 5K at a mental hospital. Apollo is Echo's patron deity. Hellenist for context. We're not Hellenist because of, yeah. That's cool. Not Lucid asks if I feel spirits in areas of high paranormal activity. I love and hate doing the Seattle Underground tour because there are about 3 different areas on that tour that are very definitely And yeah, I definitely feel it. I have had my own experiences with ghosts and shit. So yeah, I definitely in areas of high paranormal activities, yes. I so know that feeling, Echo. I was going to say something, but the train of thought just kind of derailed and there were no survivors to tell us where the train was going. That's my excuse normally. Yes, John is. Oh, man. John, if I could come over to your house, that would be so awesome. It would be so cool. A Million Little Pieces by James Frey. That does sound cool. I want to look into that one. You have another one right now, too, but we won't go there. And that's not a kitten, that's a fucking land orca. He pops in to check on you. See, I have this bookshelf that has my non-fic and self-help shit on it. Let's see, I'm looking at Succulent Wild Woman, Pooh's workout book. Shit My Kids Fucked Up, that was a fun one. And a couple of other non-fics. The shelf down has my fibromyalgia book, my Christine Northrup books. And then the bottom shelf has more of my journals and my astrology book. He might be following you, John. No, I was referring to Aspen and Shadow. Shadow's name now applies to him more than it ever did. And then, the shelf you see, I gotta figure out how to move my hand. This is all of my my Witchy and yoga books. This has a bunch of my self-help and stuff like that on it. And then that shelf is half reading books, half journals. This shelf up here, though, the top shelf that you can't see, and I'm not going to move the camera, that is an entire shelf of blank journals because I have a thing about journals. Cyril King, yes, they are, the red states are mobilizing troops because for whatever forking reason, they think that Saturday is going to be violent. When all I need to do is look back at the first No Kings rally and see that they were all peaceful. Hell, look at Portland. Look at Portland right now. Do you know how many of us that are planning on protesting Saturday fully intend on emulating Portland? I have seen so many protest organizers saying, bring costumes, wear costumes, just make it fun, make it, because they want us to get violent. They want us to be able to be egged on into reacting, and then that would give them the excuse to make it worse. But yeah, yes, I have seen the frogs. I am very proud of the frogs. Okay. That's kind of cool, Echo. But yes, I have seen the frogs. I am so proud of them. I am a former Portlander. And so me sitting here in Seattle-ish, watching my former hometown do this, I am just so ecstatic. Keep Portland weird, y'all. Seattle is Portland's angsty older brother, so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here, because it is not a matter of if we end up with troops here, it is a matter of when. So we're going to have fun with that. Oh, Echo, you're not the only one who loves info dumping. I swear. I'm going to preface this with the fact that I know the love languages thing is a bunch of Christian patriarchal bullshit from a man who just wanted an excuse to do nothing and make his wife do all of the work. But I think info dumping is an autistic love language. Just my thoughts here. Okay, my loves. It is almost that time. We're not hit. Do we want to hit the timer, babe? I don't even know if he's listening to me at the moment. But like, oh God, inspecting claims that Pam Bondi is creating a gun owner registry. Yeah, they were all saying that Obama wanted to take their guns away. Now they're like, hey, just gonna fucking hand it over. Yes, Seattle gets tons of rain. Rains about half the year. No, but seriously, it usually starts raining. It just started raining this week, really, maybe last week. So typically it starts raining towards the end of September. And it'll rain for September and October and to about mid-November, late November. And then we'll get a couple of snow flurries and a little bit of rain and a couple of snow flurries and a little bit of rain. And then the day after Christmas, the snow flurries get more frequent and the little bit of rain becomes a little bit less until mid-February, when it starts warming up just a smidge. So we start getting torrential downpours again. And then round about mid-April to late April, the sun comes out again and we have lukewarm weather. And I mean like 50s, maybe into the 60s, until like mid-May to mid-June, when we'll get into the 70s, and then, but the end of June, that's when the temperatures creep up into the 90s, or the 80s, and then mid-July, we get to the 90s, and then we melt until the end of August. An autistic, yes. I am, okay, so, Echo, my honest thing here is, I was diagnosed ADHD as a child, did not know this until I was an adult. Got re-diagnosed in my 20s when I watched my oldest child run full tilt into the wood arm of my futon, bounce off of it, stand up, shake himself off, and run into it again and bounce off again. We decided it was time to get my son checked because we were pretty sure there was something not quite right there. So took him in. He was diagnosed with ADHD. But as we're going through the evaluation for him and checking off the list, I'm like, I have that symptom and that symptom and that symptom. And oh yeah, these have been there since for as long as I can remember. I mean, my second grade teacher used to put earmuffs on me, noise canceling headphones. She would put those on me so that I would not get distracted in class. And as soon as I told the doctor about the noise-canceling headphones, he's like, oh, yeah, you're ADHD as hell. And I'm like, really? Yes. So, I'm diagnosed. Granted, I had to go through the official testing to get the official diagnosis, but he's like, oh, yeah. And then, same child, when he was 10-ish, was being evaluated for autism. And got the diagnosis, and month-ish later, I'm in a session with a brand new primary care doctor. So, we're going over the family history and my history and all of that. And I'm like, oh yeah, my son was just diagnosed with level 1 autism, used to be Asperger's, a few weeks ago. And the doctor's like, wait, I want to stop you right there. And he's like, who does your psych work? And I'm like, doctor across the parking lot. Why? He's like, because honey, I had you pegged as an Aspie within the first 30 seconds of the conversation. I just thought you knew. And I'm like, nope. He's like, you need to go talk to your doctor about being evaluated for autism. And I'm like, I will do that. But until I can actually get someone to do that, can I just take that as a diagnosis? And he's like, technically, I'm not qualified to put it in your chart, but yes. So I have been officially diagnosed. So I am ADHD. I birthed one son who is very much ADHD. My middle child is ADHD, and then the youngest, he's just special. He has the autistic and the ADHD traits, but we had him diagnosed ADHD, and everybody knows he's spectrum-y, but we can't get it diagnosed. And all of this is to say that it is a bitch and a half to get diagnosed, especially as an adult. Yep. Yeah, ADHD. Hey, Rob. Kinda, yeah. What's up? It's been a minute. Yeah, the youngest used to keep headphones on. No, correction. Middle child keeps their headphones around their neck at all times unless they're at work. So yeah. Oh, but yeah, the spawn keeps earbuds, noise canceling earbuds. But yeah, it is entertaining in this house at times because we are all, including the man behind the curtain who has not been diagnosed, but trust me, we are all autistic as fuck in this house. We all have our own special interests. Oh, did he? Oh, that's right. ADD, but not autistic yet. Yeah. That's cool to hear, Echo. But we all have our own special interests that we will deep dive into and info dump. Well, there is a theory out there that all cats are autistic and all dogs have ADHD, and we have both. But it's really fun when our special interests work together, which is how you guys are seeing this. One of my special interests is my tarot and my divination and everything, and just being able to share information with people, where the man behind the curtain's special interest is all of the shit that goes into making this pretty. So that one works extremely well. I'm a musician as well as a performer, and the Spawn is also a stage actor. He's a haunt actor, and so those tend to merge well. Oh, Reynolds is evil. Reynolds is evil, evil, evil. I hate it. I know enough people who have it that it's just miserable. Uh-oh. The puppos know. Oh, that is cool. See, I like the fact that teachers are learning that there are some of us kids who we need to be doing something with our hands while we listen. Elsewise, we can't pay a damn bit of attention because we are so focused on trying to sit still and pay attention that our full attention is on sitting still. So we're not hearing a damn thing that anybody's saying to us. I have a monthly get-together with an organization I belong to, and I apologize to them every month going, I'm listening, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to rearrange the crystals on my desk and clean them and just do some tidying up on my desk, because if I sit here and try to stare at you guys and pay attention to what you're talking about, I'm not going to hear a damn thing you say. And they're like, shh, we're ADHD, we get it. It's great. Mimi, we can talk about noise-canceling earbuds. The Loop ones are amazing, and they're not super expensive. The man behind the curtain has found some relief with them. So it's great. But he can't wear earbuds for long. All right, we have like 3 minutes left. Whoop. Oh, 4 minutes. Hey. Nope. 2, 1. It is 3 minutes now. Yep. Oh, uh-oh. Is there a joke coming with that, John, or is that just a really awesome thing? Support groups. Weren't we were talking about the men's circles. Silly scenarios in your head. Yes. See, that I come up with story ideas. I don't do outlines, but I have one story that I have the full outline for. But yeah, I know, isn't it amazing? We have the day off tomorrow. I might actually get some shit accomplished. I need to clean up this, that. I need to reorganize that shelf in particular. I need to do some dusting in here. That is awesome. John is being serious. Good. I am so glad you have an amazing support group for that. Support is so vital when you have a chronic illness. Because if you don't have anybody in your life who gets it, it is so lonely. I'm gonna... Okay. Oh well. I'll take care of it. 5 years since you were diagnosed. That's a long time to live with it. And unfortunately, I know there's no cure, which sucks. But you know, being a spoonie sucks. Just saying. And Raynaud's is a spoonie condition. All right. I think, my darlings, my loves, you are a 14-year-old mental health worker, and that is a very good thing, sweetheart. All right. All right, right, my witchlings. I have to get going here very, very shortly so that I can make sure the doggos get their walk before we have to take off. So I want to say, quick reminder once again that I have no corporate sponsors. I am entirely supported by my witchlings, so please help me out. Check out the link tree, and now go out and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there is so much darkness and hate out there. Let's please try to be beacons of hope and light for those lost in the dark. Let your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, know that they are precious to you. Moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes come way too soon, more often than not. And then, my witchlings, please always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and your purpose here is real, even if you haven't discovered it yet. I was in my 40s before I did. I love you, my witchlings. Namaste, witchlings. Give me the furry overlord.